So today I would like to talk about a little bit more on the idea of techno-feudalism, on the name itself, and maybe address some criticisms of the name and of the idea, and the crucial question: are we already living in a new system, and how to understand Varoufakis and this idea of techno-feudalism in the first place. So first of all, I think that Varoufakis talks about change, that techno-feudalism is a name for a change that has been taking place within the capitalist system and within, of course, the liberal democratic system itself. So it's first and foremost the name for a change, and it designates, of course, the dominance of the digital platforms. So for me, it's about saying that the digital platforms and that techno-feudalism, if we accept the name for a moment without any criticism, is taking over, right? That's literally what Varoufakis says. Capitalist relations remain intact, and at the same time there is this new system that is taking over. For me, what it means is that techno-feudalism is becoming the number one system, or simply is becoming the number one. Capitalism is number two, and there's also the state and all other relations of production and so on that are here. So of course what Varoufakis is trying to say is that there is a similar change taking place as in the transition from feudalism to capitalism. Capitalism emerges within the feudalist system. So you have feudalism, and then gradually capitalism emerges in the 16th, 17th, 18th century. So if we take a look at that, there is no clear break between feudalism and capitalism. With time, capitalist system becomes number one, even though the feudalist system still exists, and capitalism becomes the number one economic system. And it took some time until the feudalist system, as it were, disappeared. So this new system is taking over. For me, that means that everything that is produced by the capitalist system, for instance, laptops or cars and many other devices that we use, cannot function without a digital platform. So if we were to think about today's system and think about what would be the thing that you could take out without anyone noticing, right? What you could not live without is or are the digital platforms. So you buy everything increasingly from the platforms. You cannot, for instance, you cannot walk into a clothing store, right, and simply buy any piece of clothing. You have to order it online. If you walk into a store, an H&M or similar stores, almost nothing there. Everybody's buying. We are all buying stuff online. Shoe stores disappearing. The cars cannot function without computers, and all of that. So this is for me one aspect of the dominance of the big tech, is simply that nothing can function without them, and that's what gives them enormous power. And of course, with the newest development of the AI, this has there is a whole new dimension to it. I've talked about in the videos about the entrepreneur of the self, of every individual being a potential entrepreneur. You can have your own business, you can become a YouTuber, there are many ways of being self-employed and so on. But now with AI, of course, this reaches new dimensions, and it's of course getting completely out of hand, because there are definitely jobs which will disappear. Many others will be automated and perhaps need a human being here and there to watch over it and to control it, but not as many as before. So it is clear that the digital platforms have increasing power, and that we all live in their world. And everyone who produces as a capitalist lives in the world dominated by digital platforms. So for me, that's what it is. So there is criticism of saying, well, we still live in capitalism. Capitalism is not over. So the question is Varoufakis, is his formulation too hyperbolical, right? But for me, I don't think it is. It simply designates a shift that is taking place right now, that we are witnessing right now, and that capitalism is of course still there, but the digital platforms are taking over. And like I said, we cannot imagine anything produced by capitalists without technofeudalism, without the digital platforms. So the way they function, and this is something that Varoufakis always stresses, is not through profits, right? Profit, what defines capitalism is investment and profit. You invest in something, you make that thing, and you want to profit off of it by paying low wages to your workers. So the classic example is of course a factory. Factory produces cars, you sell the cars at a profit. You want that profit, right? With the development of the financial system and the return to the dominance of the financial system, that of course all changed. And especially the big tech companies, their structure is such that they need this, they need investment, right? For instance, Amazon. All that Amazon had to do was create a website, and then needs people to invest, and then it profits from the infrastructure that is already there. And here I use the word profit, or to profit, in the everyday sense of the word. And this is not to be confused with the way Varoufakis uses it, right? This is, I think, also a source of confusion, because when we say profit, we mostly simply mean we get some money from something, right? And Varoufakis uses it in order to define capitalism and to distinguish profit from rent. And this is, of course, where we have to address the question of the state. The state, of course, is still crucial, because all of the big tech depends on state. That means politics, it means military and policing and so on, and all of the possibilities that the state has to offer to the big tech. Of course, surveillance, military industry, and so on. At the same time, similarly to capitalism and to capitalists, the state also cannot function without big tech. So it's a kind of symbiotic relationship. In the equation of the state, the big tech, and the capitalists, let's say, big tech needs politicians in order to increase their influence. So they need the state, and the state needs them. At the same time, their power transcends the state, it transcends the borders, it moves all across the world. So if I'm sitting here in Austria, for instance, I'm also using Amazon, using Google, I'm using Uber, and all the other Airbnb, and all the other digital platforms. Let's say that the Austrian state wants to do something against them. Well, it's going to be difficult, because it has to go against the others. It has to go against the other states that support big tech by giving them tax breaks. This also means that the state serves, of course, the big tech, and increasingly, and less and less is there for the people, which is of course can be felt all across Europe, Austria and Germany, with their social democratic tradition and the welfare state disappearing and becoming weaker. That doesn't mean that the welfare state is not there anymore, that it simply disappears, and that there is a break and there's a new system coming. This is of course more fluent, and chances are, of course, that we will have something similar to the welfare state for some time in the future, but that's going to be completely different from the welfare state that we know from the past. So Varoufakis defines capitalism as a system that works on profit. Profit is crucial for capitalism. That is capitalism. Digital platforms function through rent and through direct investment. So that is not capitalism anymore. Now, the name techno-feudalism might be problematic because we automatically think of kings and princes and so on, but I think it still designates correctly a major shift that's been taking place for some time. And again, this doesn't mean that capitalism doesn't exist. That doesn't mean that there wasn't rent before and within capitalism, but this again is something new that draws upon the existing system and everything that is useful to it. The welfare state, the state as such, the capitalist system, and of course the latest product of neoliberalism, the entrepreneur of the self, the self-sustained, isolated individual. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.